Okay everyone, we're going to take our turkey carcass and we are going to make some delicious soup. Let's get started. Okay, let's add 6 cups of water to our kettle along with some seasoning. Add salt and pepper for flavor, but I also like to add garlic powder, couple bay leaves, 1/4 teaspoon of basil, rosemary, oregano, and add whatever else you would like to your pot. If your carcass is too big for your kettle, make sure you just break it to make it fit. We just need to be able to get the lid on it. After adding your salt and pepper, add 1 medium-sized onion, and also after washing your celery, just add the extra leafy tops and stalk to your kettle, and that will give your soup extra flavor with no waste. Remember, we'll be straining it at the end. Now keep your stock pot on medium-low heat and cover it and check it every once in a while, and what we're going to do is just simmer it away until all the meat falls right off the bone. While checking on your turkey, you can turn it around and flip it over and make sure that all the meat is coming off the bone and the bones are all separating out. This is a process, but it will be well worth it. Every half hour or so, just give it a little attention. Okay, the house is smelling so awesome. It's time to give it one final check. As you can see, all the bones are separated and everything is just falling off. This is the perfect time to be done and start straining it out. Remember, you can also do this process in a crock pot and let it simmer all day long if you have to go to work. Next, we'll pour the broth and the turkey carcass into a strainer. Make sure you have a heat-proof metal container or kettle underneath the strainer. Always double check that you have a bowl under your strainer and that you're not straining that awesome broth into the sink. I have done that before and was very disappointed in myself. Now we're going to take the colander and put it into the pan and let all of that cool down. As it's cooling, we can pick away what we want to put into the soup and pull out any large pieces of turkey that may be left. And here we have the broth. It is so awesome and it is so flavorful. As you can see, there's quite a few large bones. You can just take those out of there and then put them in a separate pan, and we'll discard them later. As you're going through the pieces that you know that are unedible, you can put those in a pan and then pull out any skin or large bones. This will help the rest of the meat cool down a little faster. Pick out any nice large pieces of meat and put in a separate bowl. We'll put these into the turkey soup at the end. If you find that you don't have enough turkey after removing all the bones and other items from the carcass, you can just add leftovers that you had from Thanksgiving. You will have to be very careful. There are quite a few bones, and there is the wishbone. We'll have to put that aside and dry it out for the boys to pull on each side to see who gets to make their wish. As you can see, you really do have to go through it very carefully. If you don't want to waste your time with the small little pieces, just discard it all and just use your leftovers. Look at this delicious bowl of turkey that we were able to get off of the carcass. It will be delicious in our soup. Next, we'll get started on our vegetables. I'm just going to use basic carrots, onions, and celery, but you can use whatever you would like. You can also add a bag of frozen mixed vegetables. That is delicious as well. You can also take your turkey stock that we just simmered and strained and make chicken pot pie with it. You can do the same process as we're doing here and just thicken it up. The sky's the limit, but by boiling and getting all that delicious flavor off your carcass, it does make just a perfect broth for so many things. Don't ever throw it away. always try and use up what you have. Next, we're going to get our kettle ready. We're going to add some canola oil to the bottom and get it heated up so we can saute up some of our vegetables. This is the best way that it doesn't need to boil so long, but yet you'll finish cooking the vegetables in the stock, so you'll still get all that great flavor. Here I'm just adding the carrots, the celery, and the onions. Okay, the vegetables are semi-tender, and now I'm going to put a colander into my bowl so I can once again strain my turkey stock. I like to do this just to make sure nothing slipped through the colander when I originally strained it. It's better to be safe than sorry. As you can see, I didn't get too much surprise there, but that's all right. If you find you don't have enough stock, you can always add to it. Today I'm going to add 1 box of turkey stock that I found in the store. This one is hard to find, and usually you can find it around the holidays, but if you don't have it, chicken broth will work just fine. Next, get your kettle ready for boiling your noodles. Don't forget to salt your water. Once your water is boiling, add your noodles and cook according to the package directions. I am using large egg dumpling noodles today because my grandkids will love them. You can use any kind of noodle that you would like. When your noodles are done, make sure you rinse them and drain them well and add them to the kettle. When you empty them back into the kettle, you can just add chicken broth to your noodles so they will not stick. We'll just add the noodles to the soup when we load up our bowls. This will prevent the noodles from sticking and also prevent them from getting overcooked as your soup simmers on the stove. You can also make dumplings for your soup or whatever else you would like. You can just put a cover on it and leave it on the counter if you plan on eating in the next couple hours. Otherwise, you can store them in the fridge. So now your soup is done. Just add a couple ladles to your bowl and then add your noodles on the top. Your broth will heat up your noodles and your soup will be just delicious. Enjoy this awesome turkey noodle soup, the Julie way.